Hey y'all, I'm Allison Asarch from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, I'm Sean Fraser from the Ritzy Kids.
Hunters, this is Johnny from Rail Motor.
Hey, it's Shane from Blind Season.
Hey, it's Rob Stanier, and you can check out my music on all the streaming platforms.
Check out my latest music on all the streaming sites.
Check out my debut album on all streaming platforms.
Check out our new debut album.
Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music. And you're listening to our friends, Braggy and Curly.
My favorite bands from Australia.
My two favourite podcasters,
Braggy and Curly.
Braggy and Curly.
On the
Unfiltered and Undiscovered Podcast.
All right, let's get started. Hey there, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Unfiltered and Undiscovered Podcast, episode 138. We're still on a bit of a high after talking with the boys and the two, what was it? The Spirit Molecule from Sweet Talk and Soren. So what a great episode last week. This week we've got another special guest with us, but before we get started, let's welcome in the two co-hosts to the show. Let's welcome Braggy from Adelaide and Rossi from Sydney. How are you, boys?
Fantastic, Curly. It's lovely to see you both, and Linc, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's the weather's just started to turn here in Adelaide. We're going into autumn. We have 4 seasons here. So,
yeah.
And it's a little bit cool. And we're leading up to, I know the AFL season started, but my mighty Redlegs are about to play next Thursday night, first game against our rivals, Sturt. Freaking hate those bastards.
Isn't Sturt Dave Graney's team?
Yeah. Everyone thinks it's Port that are our main rivals, like the local Port team, because we're the 2 oldest clubs. But we kind of get to like, we don't mind Port now. It's just Sturt. They got the same song as us.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I know. We don't
How does
like
that
it.
work?
And they think, I don't know. I don't know why. And we're there anyway. So it's always a bit feisty when we play them.
I can imagine.
Because we're like the Roosters. We're like it was like the Roosters, like Rossi's Roosters, that are the Silvertails. You know, you got the you got the RM Williams and the Chinos. That's us, right?
Yeah.
Good.
And Sturt think they're like us as well.
Yeah.
And so they, anyway.
All right. So just bear with us. I'm going to bring on the stream. We've got Big Stu. So,
hey, Stu, how are you?
Are you there? And we can't hear you. We have no volume, and okay. Let's take him off the stream. All right.
Someone told me today that Sydney is going. We really have 2 seasons here, and Sydney is moving from fuck it's hot to fuck it's cold.
Yes.
That's what I was told today. I thought, yeah, it's about right. Yeah. Because I thought this morning, fuck, it's cold.
Yeah. Okay, just bear with me. I'm just texting. So while we're talking, let's talk a little bit about footy then. So Roosters got beaten by the Sea Eagles there, Rossi. Sea Eagles look okay, actually. Manly look like they could be the deal.
Forward pack seem to be very big and strong and running fast. They're running fast. They're running fast and running harder. And that's all you got to do at football. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Just got to do it harder and faster than the other blokes.
Yeah.
But I've always thought there's about 3% difference from a side at their best and a side at their worst. And so a bottom ranked side that's playing at the top of their game can always knock off a top ranked side off their game. So that's what makes it interesting, you know?
Yeah, very much so. And a true servant of your club, Jared
Hargraves.
300 games this week.
That's fantastic. He's such, he's the bloke that you want to play with and you don't want to play against.
Yeah. And every club would love him on their team.
Yeah. Unless they're footing his judiciary bill. So someone said to me that if you added up all his fines, he could have bought a new kitchen.
Yeah.
On the North Shore.
Yeah, that's exactly where he is too.
And of course, it's probably best we don't talk about the Dragons after a very promising week 1 to be done 38-0 by Wayne Bennett's Dolphins. An absolute ambush.
They're doing very well in Jersey flag, though, Curly, and that's the one that really matters for the future.
Thanks, Rossi. You made my heart. Now, our special guest tonight is a gentleman called Linc Phelps, and I believe Linc is, once again, Rossi, a Queenslander.
Hey.
So it's 3 against 1 tonight, but he's also a Broncos supporter.
That's a very rare thing, isn't it?
Broncos in Queensland.
Yeah. They tend to support, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, anyone but Broncos. A lot of them.
Yeah. All right. So let's. I've got one piece of news, and I'll get that out of the way, and then we'll start talking with Linc, and I'll pass it to Braggy to get the ball rolling once I've delivered the news. Our good friend Josie. Now, Josie who had the song Down Here, Down Here.
Yep.
Massive streaming hit, has just released her new album. She also posted during the week that her song that she released after Down Here was the song about her dad and a truck. And just reached 300,000 streams on Spotify. So
she's killing it.
That's nothing to sneeze about. And she's just released her new single, which is a party anthem, apparently, called Our Place. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll have Josie back on the podcast to talk all about, what she's been doing since we last spoke to her.
That is fantastic.
Really Townsville local, and just killing it. So,
which is what, the Cowboys?
Yes,
I'm a Cowboy supporter.
I am a Cowboy supporter.
Yeah, you notice how all of a sudden it's in fashion, and Braggy joins. Yeah, I'll go Cowboys.
I watch them when they're winning.
Yeah, that's Sydney with the Swans all over.
These days, I normally only watch 3 games of footy a year, and that's Origin 1, 2, and 3. But if the Cowboys go well, then I'll tune in for sure.
All right, so let's welcome in from Gympie, coming live to us from Gympie, and I think this is the first time we've ever had someone live from Gympie, and it's really funny because we've got the big Stu, the country music correspondent, trying to tap into us tonight, trying to go live with us, and his internet's playing up, but there's good internet in Gympie. Please welcome Linc Phelps to. Am I saying that right, Linc? Linc Phelps to the podcast. Welcome, Linc. How are you?
Good evening, fellas. I'm bloody fantastic. Thanks for having me. And go the Broncos. Go the Maroons.
Yeah.
And,
Gympie is the heartland of Queensland, really, isn't it? You cannot. It's like Penrith in Sydney.
Gympie. Basically, yeah. We're actually our claim to fame. So Gympie's original name. Gympie was originally called Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's a fun fact if you're playing along at home, and the reason why is Gympie's also the town that saved Queensland. During the gold rush, this is where they discovered gold, and I'm sure you've seen Gympie on the news from time to time. We sometimes have a little water problem. And
yes,
a bit of floods, and they ironically built the town where they found the gold in the what was formerly a river is our main street, and it's down in the hollow, and that's where they found the gold. So that's where they built the town, and then so when it fills up, it fills up fast, and we get a little wet.
Are you suggesting maybe they built the town in the wrong place, Linc?
Look, I don't want to, I don't want to call anyone out, but basically that is exactly what happened. Yes,
makes sense. I didn't know that. It makes sense. Perfect sense. I mean, that's where the gold's going to be in the riverbed, doesn't it?
Correct. Yeah.
I had an old truck driver. I had an old truck driver mate of mine that we'd be touring around the country with, and he would always say, "Bigger than Gympie's water slide." That's what he used to say all the time. Does Gympie ever had a water slide?
Not that I can remember, but
I'm going to take it up with him when I talk to him. I'm going to say, "You're full of shit, mate."
Yeah.
Now, Linc, as you've realised, this is it's not really an interview show. We don't really do interviews. We more just have a discussion. But I usually like to start everything off with finding out how our guest, like the first time you thought to yourself, music. This is a thing. I love it. Like the first time it became a thing for you. When was that? How'd that happen? And like, were your parents into music as well, or just tell us the story of that?
Yeah. So mum was a massive music, like a music fan, and I've got she's got a photo of me. I was in a pram, and it was at the muster one year, and they were watching John Williamson on main stage.
Yeah.
And so this is I'm 30. I'm nearly 32, so this is 30 years ago, and you could take your own booze into the muster back then. So
wow.
I'm in the pram with like a plastic cover over it, and that apparently wasn't, according to the guys having a beer on the hill, wasn't sufficient enough protection, so they were ripping up beer cartons and draping them over the pram. And mum has that photo.
You cannot get any more Queensland than that.
No.
Is that the cover of your next album?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Yeah. Just Queenslander.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
So wow.
Yeah, so mum was a fan, and she always had music playing, but all sorts of different stuff from, the main event. I don't know if you remember that album. It was Olivia Newton-John, Anthony Warlow, and Farnsey. So things like that, right through to Reba, Garth, Clint Black, all these American country stuff, and Graham Connors, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, and then my sister sang. And I used to follow her to singing lessons and just basically annoy the shit out of her and be a pest. And then, I reckon I was about 10 when I got a guitar, and then discovered a very kind of a bit weird, but Michael Jackson did a concert at Madison Square Garden and had all these special guests and stuff. It was like Slash and
I remember that.
And Mum must have taped it like on a VHS, and I just remember watching it over and over and over and over and over, and I think that is what made me fall in love with the entertaining side of things, and the showman vibe, and then
and the songwriting, I guess. So I mean, Michael Jackson, I know it sounds weird, but it's not really it. I mean, a great songwriter is a great songwriter, no matter what genre.
The guy had some skills like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah,
ridiculous. Well, I think how he was when he wrote and recorded Ben. He was what, like 10 or 11?
8, yeah.
8. There you go. Yeah.
It's funny you should say that, because it's interesting. Because so listen to your stuff today, and in particular, most recent single, which you want to tell us about your latest single before I talk about it with you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So it's called Sing a Little Louder. And I wrote it with Nick and Tom Wolf, and we wrote it over Zoom, so not too dissimilar to what's going on here tonight. We were sort of talking a bit of rubbish and talking about footy, all sorts of things, and I had the chorus, so I just had sing a little louder, and I went to the boys and I said, I need some help to piece together some verses. I've got a couple of ideas, but I'm not sure. And Nick just said to me, he goes, well, let's just, we'll have a coffee and we'll throw some shit to the wall and see what sticks.
That's cool, man. Because as I listened to that song today, I just got a sense there's a bit of a pop sensibility in it. I could hear, compared to some of the other stuff's got a little, there's more real country in some of the other tracks that you've released. Although Tracks of Tears was, threw me for a loop as well, which I kind of dug that as well. But, but I could hear the pop in it. I could hear the pop production. It sounded like, compared to a lot of the country stuff I listened to, it sparkled in my hearing. I just went, wow, that's got, that sounded very, sharp and current and poppy and clean. And so the production was great on it. And the song was great, of course, but it really stuck to me that there was a pop influence. I'm glad you've said Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, well, first of all, thank you. And that was there was definite that didn't happen by accident. So I guess over the last few years and the different stuff, I across all of those different influences that I sort of rattled off, and I was sort of there's been a bit of a journey, I think, and I took this song, took the acoustic demo to my now producer and good friend Gavin Carfoot, who has worked with a whole bunch of people now. Most notably probably James Johnston, who's having massive success in the country scene. And I went to Gav, and I'd been doing some other stuff with him, and I said, look, Gav could produce anything. He reminds me of Rick Rubin. He's got this sensibility where he just knows how to bring out the absolute best in whoever he's working with, and there's no he's not defined by genre, any borders, there's no box to work in with Gav. He just wants the project to be the best that it can be. And so I took it to him and I said, look, these are my thoughts, this is what I want to do. And he said, yeah, great, let's do it. And without me even sort of realizing, he just made that happen. So we took my band into the studio, the same people that I use live, and that was really important to me.
Cool. And
then Gav said, hey, let's add this. He decided at the end he goes, let's put some pedal steel on it. And said, sure, go for it.
That truly is the art of producing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the unsung art. You can listen to someone's record, but what you don't see about a really good producer is those little ideas that happen in the studio, or those little things. Let's try this. I really think it's it must go over well live. I don't know how much you've played it live, but
bit of a crowd pleaser.
Really anthemic song.
Yeah,
it's kind of almost and the sentiment of it. It's kind of, and I know that there's a background which we'll ask you about later about your son. But it's kind of, Rossi, would you agree, almost like what about me? It's got that same sort of vibe to it. The struggling
it had a familiarity without having heard it before. It's and that's the mark of a good song. It was the first time you hear it. It doesn't jar you. You feel like you've heard it before, which is
you can hear the crowd singing that, eh?
Yeah. And that Rick Rubin thing is absolutely right. Like the man does. He's platform agnostic, so to speak. And if anyone gets a chance, go and watch the Paul McCartney series with him too.
One of the things I really liked about it, Linc, is that it starts off like you're on a megaphone. There's a bit of distance in the music when it starts off in the vocals, and then all of a sudden it just seamlessly, there's some professional stuff there. And so was that...
I love it, Curly. I love the description of it, Curly.
But I was hearing it going, oh, shit, I hope it doesn't sound like this. And then bang. So I knew that you'd done.
So obviously that was part of what the sense that you wanted people to get when they first tuned in. Like it was something a little bit distant or far away, and then all of a sudden it's just this, it just blends seamlessly into a really nice opening.
Yeah, exactly. That was Gav's idea. We were looking for, again, not by accident, we were looking for some commercial, I guess, sort of hooks and some things to make it radio friendly. So there was it was a bit of a formulaic process, I guess, to sort of put it together, which is. Like I said, quite different to how I've worked in the past. And it was really interesting because Gav was like, okay, well, there's bits and pieces. And, there's a subtle guitar line in there that I came up with when just Gav and I were doing a bit of pre-production. And I was just fiddling around while he was creating a bit of a drum loop. And he goes, oh, what's that? And I said, oh, I don't know. I can just sort of hear this melody part. And he said, oh, okay, cool. And so there's, that's a feature. The chorus is obviously a strong hook. And then, you've got that broken down start, and then it comes in with the, later on with the clap, the broken down clap and sing. And where we recorded it was actually at in the great studios at QUT up in Brisbane. And when you're standing in that studio and you're looking at, so the control room looks back at the studio, you turn around and you can see you're probably, as the crow flies, I reckon, maybe 200 meters from Suncorp Stadium.
Oh, wow.
So
you're at home.
Yeah, so you can see that. And I remember at one stage saying to Gav in the early days, I was like, man, this is an anthem. And I'm like, like we're creating this in here. I said, and one day, like, mark my words, I said, I'll be over there singing it. And he's like, you got to dream big, brother. That was the...
Absolutely.
Sing a little louder. Sing a little louder.
For the mom at the red light, kids screaming in the car. For the man in the steel cap boots, the steel cap's hard. For the overworked, for the underpaid, the underdog, for the renegade, who all out of love to give, words to say. Come on, sing a little louder. Come on, sing a little louder. Well, it's a big bad world, we all get pushed around. And if you wanna get heard, you gotta get loud. For those who know but can never tell, those that hear but can't speak so well, sing out with all you might as well. Come on, sing a little louder. Come on, sing a little louder. Raise your glass, raise your voice, stand your ground, make some noise. Sing a little louder.
You've got to be careful, because some years you could have looked over your shoulder and just sung disappointment.
So for those people listening on video, yes, we are still trying to bring Big Stu online, and there is just something not playing the game at the big fella's place tonight. So I'm not sure what it is, and but it's there's something playing up for him. So.
And also, when I asked Linc about, you were saying earlier that you took the band into the studio, so you've got a bunch of guys you play with all the time, which is like a real band, yeah, which is a great thing.
Definitely, yeah, and I love that, and I thrive on it, and you know, I just, especially in a live setting, if I know that you know, I've got those guys there, I'm comfortable, they're doing their job, and they've got my back. I don't have to worry about a thing. So all I have to worry about is, you know, well, one, doing my job, and then two, making sure the crowd's having a good time.
Yeah. So look, so you got your drums, you got bass. Who's playing? Are you playing the lead solo guitar in some of the parts, or you got
no?
It's just
Yeah,
some
so that's
sweet ass bluesy licks in some of your stuff.
Oh yeah, thanks. So that's my I wish I could claim them, but no, that's my best mate, and he was actually best man at my wedding. So yeah, that's Peter Cooper on the guitar. So
yeah, very tasteful stuff.
Thanks. Well, I don't know. Yeah, well, I'll send him this once it's released.
Pass it on.
He'll be stoked to hear that.
But I love
he's a great banjo player too.
Oh, right.
It's not that far to drive to
Curly,
get lessons.
Curly, you go there for lessons, Curly. You're good.
No, because the reason I say that is I listened to all the other stuff there on Spotify, and I thought maybe that you had it was like a session guy playing the guitar, because the licks were so they're really nice, good stuff, really tasteful.
Yeah, that's all Coops, and he's been with me for have to be going on 10 years now. So
I love it's a real band. That's great, man, because it's hard to maintain a band. Yeah, so you just got to be mates. You really do.
It very much is, and we've got it's a real family vibe. So got Coops on the guitar. We've got that was Glenn Muirhead playing keys on the album. So he's played with the Eurogliders and James Rain.
Yeah.
And then Steve Fernley playing drums, and I always I take the piss out of Steve because he was playing drums on the Ian Moss Matchbook tour the year I was born. So
yeah, I remember that.
So I give him a bit of curry about his age sometimes, and then Jen Myers on the vocals. So Jen's a fantastic singer-songwriter, and she's got a band called Jen Myers and the Rough and Tumble, and yeah, so super lucky to have all those guys around, and then Luke Moller playing fiddle, Denny Whitacombe playing steel, and then just the whole crew. And so we've got the same front of house engineer, Ray Moss, that we take out all the time, and it's just it's just a unit. And my wife Stacey does all the admin and the managing and all the paperwork and all the unforgiving jobs that
merch
no one else
sales,
wants to do, merch sales, all that stuff. Yeah,
merch sales, yeah.
It's a real family vibe. So
that's
cool.
fantastic, man. It's really hard to pull that together. It's a lot of work. It's a big band too.
It is, yeah. It's it is, yeah. And we have ups and downs. There's always that's just in any relationship.
Linc, tell us about, now we're on to family. A lot of times over the times on this show, we've had a lot of people on Curly, haven't we, who have worked with people with disabled people or people with mental issues or different things like that. We're using music to help people like that. So tell us about, you said you wrote the song about your son. So is it if you want to talk about that, is that cool? Tell us about
definitely,
that.
Yeah. So I think for people that are listening that haven't heard the song or might go and listen afterwards, hopefully, the second verse talks about for those who know but can never tell, for those that hear but can't speak so well. And Jacko is my 13-year-old boy, and he's autistic.
Yeah.
And he's just I mean, he's coming along in leaps and bounds, and he's sort of embracing the world. He is hilarious. Watches things that are, inappropriate for his age. So he absolutely loves Family Guy. We watch Will Ferrell movies together, and he's constantly coming out with movie quotes and stuff that So, but over the years, I think there's been ups and downs for him, and definitely struggles around communication. I think, and sometimes I see that his frustration in trying to get a message across, and that was a massive part of the song for me. Was for Jacko and anyone that's feeling like they're not being heard or listened to.
Yeah,
exactly,
well, that's kind of what made me think about it isn't that song by Moving Pictures. But one of the guys in my band, Rail Mode, and one of my best mates of all, Waxy, his son is autistic as well. And like as soon as I can picture, because he's so funny and so direct, so blunt, but so truthful. Like he will tell you straight up. He's such a good. We always will play the songs to him. So Jordan, his name is Big J-Dub, I call him, but and he's fantastic. And unfortunately, he never can come and see us play because the crowd, he doesn't like the crowds. He's that sort of autism. He can stay for a little bit, but he just does not suffer fools, and it's fantastic.
Mate, they are honestly. There's just there's no grey area.
Yeah,
it's
that's right. It's black or white.
Black and white. Yeah, if you don't like it, it's too bad.
I love it.
But it's pretty brave. It can be a bit confronting to be able to do your art and to be so honest and personal about it. But in terms of the song, it's got elements of no, I wouldn't say joy. I don't know what I'm thinking, but like the songs, a positive take on it,
Yeah, song of hope.
Song of hope,
Very
yeah.
much, yeah.
It's a song of hope, yeah.
Yep.
And that's what makes
Exactly,
it.
yeah.
And I admire the fact that you can do that because it's pretty brave, really. Yeah, like to put yourself out there, and that's the suit of armor that all songwriters wear, isn't it? That they wear their heart on the outside, and you can't help it. You got to do it, man.
Yeah.
You should be really proud of that. You're really proud of it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I really am. And I again, the a good song will pass the kid test usually. Kids will sing along and remember it. Then that's definitely a plus. And sort of writing it, I wanted it to be that song. I wanted it to be an earworm and have people, have that joyous feeling, and that, as you mentioned, it be anthemic and but also the story, or the three kind of separate stories across the verses, be really relatable. And so the first verse is for the everyday, mum and dad working hard. Second song is for Jack and people like him, and then the third verse is a little bit self-indulgent. So it talks about me being a kid, or any other performer, singer-songwriter, artist in any form, feeling like feeling like people didn't take them seriously in what they wanted to do.
Yes.
When you get the job.
When am I getting the job?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag. I don't know how much Jill's told you, but I've got a day job, and it's absolutely kicking my butt at the moment.
So you got a mowing business, yeah?
Mowing and contracting. So we do property maintenance and all sorts of bloody stuff. And the weather and the humidity over the last 6 months can go and bloody take a hike.
But I'm thinking if you're on the mower, if you're on the ride on, it must be, because that's like
meditation.
I used to be a delivery driver, and it's the same route every day, and so you got a bit more of a blank mind. It's really good for writing lyrics, I found.
Well, they're talking like that left brain, right brain thing, when you're distracted doing a menial sort of repetitive task. It opens up the other side of the brain, and that has happened. I've written some songs and I have to stop and I'll turn the mower off and make a note or a voice memo. And that happens.
Well, it could have been worse, Linc, because you could have been training to run the Tokyo Marathon with this sort of heat and humidity. So, okay. So Linc, we haven't told you this, but and maybe I should start thinking.
Yeah, can you recognize this voice?
But we now do a thing called Braggy's Trivia halfway through the show, and we're about halfway through the show. And Braggy does a series of questions, and we see if the guest can beat fundamentally Rossi, because anyone can beat me. I'm just a punter. I'm not the Glen A. Baker. And what's the theme for tonight, Braggy?
I've tried to tailor a little bit of country stuff in here.
Yeah.
So it's only a short quiz. It's worth 20 points again.
Taylor.
I get it.
So
there's Taylor questions in here too.
So Linc, if you've got a pen and a paper somewhere close by,
or your phone, doesn't matter,
or your phone or something.
I happen to be in the office, so
you won't find one.
No, that's right.
All the pins will be broken. You'll be pegging them over your shoulder.
I'll just wiggle over here and get a pencil. Here we go.
No worries.
And it's a shame we don't have the country music correspondent because
he'd go well.
He is a gun at trivia.
He'd go well.
Rossi, I've just got to warn you that when I got home from work yesterday, I was laying on the couch in the aircon, and I watched half an episode of The Chase. So my trivia game's pretty strong.
Game on.
I like it.
Game on.
Taunting me. Okay.
Okay. What do these musicians have in common? So this is only worth 1 point. This is the first question. It's only worth 1 point.
Okay.
What do these musicians have in common? Kurt Cobain, Courtney Barnett, Paul McCartney, and Jimi Hendrix. You're going to love this next question. You're going to love all these questions tonight. I really worked hard to make you guys.
Well, I think I've got that one, Braggy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've got that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you ask me.
I'm going to give you 5. I will ask you first. I'm going to give you 5 titles, and you got to tell me if these titles are Taylor Swift songs or self-help books. Okay. You like that?
How to lose a guy in 10 days.
You ready? Okay.
Oh,
The first title is The Best You'll Ever Have. Is that a Taylor Swift song or is that a self-help book? The Best You'll Ever Have. I love it because Rossi and Curly really aren't the most country guys. Second one is Better Than Revenge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Third one is The Angry Heart.
They're not much of a self-help book, I might just say.
Fourth one is Stay Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the fifth one is Never Grow Up.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm guessing on all of these.
Yeah, me too.
Taylor Swift gets everyone.
I guess on
I'm a
everything,
Swiftie.
Rossi.
Okay. I'm going to save the cryptic band names till last because there's some crackers in there. So we're going to go. The next one. These are each of these questions are worth 3 points. So I'm going to give you a line, and I need from you guys the next line of the song, and what the song is, and who sang it. So it's 3 points all up. The line after the line I give you, the person who sang it, and the name of the song. Okay.
Okay.
3 points each for these. There's 3 of them. And they're all classics. There's a hint. Ready? I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
So it's a Rod Stewart song.
Okay.
Sharon.
You need the next line. You need who sang it and the name of the song. Next one is I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying.
Oh.
Next line for that one. Name of the song, who sang it. And going to move on fast. The last one is sometimes it's hard to be a woman. So I need the next line, name of the song, and who sang it. How good are they?
Well, that's not a Johnny Cash song.
That one's not, no.
I know, yeah. I got it.
I have covered that song, though. People love it when you start with that line.
I know. I know.
Okay. Now, Linc, this is a little thing I like to do each week. It's called Cryptic Band Name. So I'm going to give you the name of a band.
Yep.
Yeah. So like if I did what's one I could do just to give you an idea. So it's just a cryptic name for it. So like if I did the Beatles, it might be the Bugs or something. That's a real easy thing, but they're much more difficult than that. And I make them as difficult as I can because these guys are good. Okay, there's 5 of these, 1 point each. First one is Prosperous City Vermin. Now, Prosperous City Vermin. I'm pretty sure Luke's 30-something. I'm pretty sure you'll know all these bands.
Prosperous City
Vermin.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because I'm an old guy, like sometimes my questions are a little bit, for the older generation. That's probably why Rossi gets them.
No, I got that one.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Second one, an existing state of affairs.
Ooh. You like that one, don't you?
I do,
Braggy?
but there's a better one. I got a better one.
An existing state of affairs.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to move on. If you can't get it, you can't get it. Third one is on the menu today.
On the menu today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Next.
This is my favorite question of all time. Out of all the things I've done, the next one is grumpy New South Wales fans.
Very good.
You like it?
I do.
Grumpy New South Wales fans.
Yeah, I do. I like that. That's good.
And the last one is soggy digestive. Some of these would be actually good names for bands. I feel.
Yeah.
Like real names.
Soggy digestives.
Yeah.
Appearing at an aged care facility near you.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. You don't get much time because we've got to move on. The show goes on.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
talk about the rest of the Linc stuff. You ready?
Yep.
Curly, what do those musicians have in common?
They're all on The Simpsons.
No.
Okay.
They're all left. Yes, go.
They're all lefties.
They're all
left-footed,
lefties.
left-handed.
They're all
Yeah.
left-handed. What were you going to say,
Ooh.
Linc? Left-handed?
Left-handed. Yep.
Beautiful work. He's good.
He is good.
Oh, Rossi might be challenged here. Okay. Which is a Taylor Swift song and which is a self-help book? The Best You'll Ever Have.
Taylor.
It's a book and it's by Shannon Mullen and it's about sex. The best you'll ever have. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Next one, Better Than Revenge. That's a Taylor Swift song.
Cool.
Off the album Speak Now.
Yep.
No, I had book.
The Angry Heart. That's
Self-help.
a book. That's
Yeah.
a book. Yep. It's about
I got
addiction.
3.
It's by Joseph Santoro. Stay Beautiful.
Self-help.
Taylor's one.
It's a song. It's from her debut album. And Never Grow Up.
5.
Song.
Self-help song.
No, that's a song. That's off
Yes.
the
Boo.
same album than Better Than Revenge. Off Speak Now.
I got 3 of
Nah.
them.
Well done, Curly.
I got 4.
That's because you've written a self-help book.
Absolutely.
Okay. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. Don't know?
Walk the
keep
line.
I keep my eyes wide open all the time.
Correct.
That's right.
Walk the
Johnny
line.
Cash?
Johnny Cash.
the line.
Correct. 3 points to Linc.
Oh.
Okay.
Here I thought Rod Stewart for sure. And the next line was it's been heard 1,000 times. So, but that's another Rod Stewart song that's very similar. So
Yeah.
It's actually Rolling Stone voted that the greatest country song of all time, by the way.
wow.
I looked the
Okay.
line up. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for lying, and I'm crazy for loving you.
Loving You.
Yep, you got it.
Yep.
Patsy Cline, Crazy, written by
Yeah.
Willie Nelson.
Oh, he's proving it.
Yeah, we believe you. You don't need to prove it. You couldn't be more trustful, mate. You got to. Sometimes it's hard to be a woman.
Giving all your love to this one man.
Oh, love it, boys. Stand by Your Man by Tammy Wynette.
Yeah, I had a massive mind blank. I got the lyrics and then I couldn't remember the title or the artist.
Tammy Wynette.
Yeah, I do think that the Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi cover is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Mm.
I test these questions out on my daughter, who's 25, and she said, "Isn't that the Blues Brothers?" No, darling, but I get
3
it.
orange whips.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Prosperous City Vermin.
Boomtown Rats.
Town Rat.
Yes. Well done, boys.
All right. I think
An
that's the only one I got.
Is it an existing
I think
state
so.
of affairs? That's the status quo.
Yeah.
Ah, that's clever.
That
Thank
is
you.
clever.
On the
That's very
menu
good.
today, Rossi, did you
The
get it?
specials.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
Well done.
Well
You
done.
get excited about this, don't you?
I love it. Grumpy New South Wales fans.
The cockroaches.
No.
Okay. What do you got?
It's angry something. Angry.
No. It's the Moody Blues.
The Moody Blues.
Oh,
Justin Hay, very good. That's very good.
Oh, that's clever.
And
But
Soggy
Moody's not angry.
Moody?
Moody's not angry.
No, I said grumpy.
Grumpy. Yeah, okay.
Moody's grumpy.
I'll accept that.
And Soggy Digestive.
Limp Biscuit.
Limp Biscuit. Well done.
All right, I got that.
Well done. Okay, tally up the scores.
5.
1.
5. Is that all you got?
4.
That's it.
4. 10.
13.
I got 14.
Oh!
I can prove it. I can show you if you want. Got my pass in front of me.
We believe you, Rossi.
All right, so
Well done. He's good though. He is actually good.
He's very good.
Country music correspondent can hear us, but we can't see him. So he got 12, he tells me. He got 12. And he does have a question. And I just want to make sure that I've got this right. So I heard you talking that you wrote the song with the Wolf Brothers?
Yes.
Did you record with them?
No.
Okay, so what was it like writing with the Wolf Brothers? Because they are huge at the minute. They are flavor of the month in the country world, aren't they?
Very much so, yeah. It was awesome to write with them. So I've met the boys and, hung with them at festivals and different things. And they're just super down to earth, good, genuine blokes. And I think they're super grounded. Tom goes home to the berry farm. Nick's on a farm as well. When they're not singing and writing stuff, they're on the tractor, and they're just good. They've got a strong sense of family. So really strong values and stuff. And it was just it was an easy write as well. If that's sort of a thing, I think we were 3 hours over Zoom, and it was done, the whole song.
Truly.
So, and then nothing changed. There was no edits or anything like that. And it was just a really good experience. So I looking forward to writing with them again. And they're great. They're great live too. So just it was a real pleasure.
So how did that collaboration come about? Did you know them before, or did you just say, let's get together?
Yeah, so I had known them and seen them and stuff. I think just before we wrote that, Tom and I were both a little pissy singing a Garth Brooks cover in the main street of Winton. At the festival out there at 1 a.m. So
that's the Outback Festival.
That's the one, yeah. So
I've played there.
Mate, how good is it?
It was a long time ago. It was fantastic. It was so drunk.
And they just bring everything out into the middle of nowhere, and that started there. Tom and I bonded over a love of floral shirts. That was a thing. and then as I mentioned earlier, so Ray Moss, our front of house sound engineer, works with those guys as well. And he mentioned to me, hey, I think the boys are keen to co-write and stuff, and this song would probably be up their alley, because I told him about the idea I had for the chorus, and one thing led to another. I reached out to Tom first, and then Nick jumped on board, and the rest is history.
That's cool. I do have another question from the CMC, but before I'll ask one of my questions, on your EP from 2022, Shouting from the Rooftops.
Yep.
I thought it was one cover, but I was informed by a much more learned person. There's 3 covers on that song.
Yeah.
I personally, I love Tracks of My Tears. It's just a really good version of that particular song. But Big River and Angel from Montgomery. Angel from Montgomery is a beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah.
And a great version. I never heard the original.
him an old woman named after my mother. Old man is another child that's growing on. If tears were thunder, lightning desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Send me an angel, flies from Montgomery, make me a poster of an old. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Believe in this living, it's just a hard way to go.
So, what was the choice? Why the choices of those three covers on that EP for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, that takes me back a couple of years. I think at the time we were doing, we were trying to really shape the live show, and I had previously released an album in 2017, but I didn't know. I was very green. I didn't know a lot about, well, I guess, sort of releasing and marketing and all of that kind of stuff. I was just, I was probably still a kid, keen to just record some music and put an album out, and thought everyone would love it, and I'd get a heap of gigs and awesome.
Happy to get it finished and move on.
Basically, that was like, that in itself was a great experience and a great learning curve. And I'm still really proud of that album, and I've got some plans to re-release it at a later date. So, and then the EP came about. We were doing a few shows, live shows, and that sort of thing. And those songs I landed on. I was looking for some familiar covers that hadn't been sort of, I guess, flogged to death by other artists and that sort of thing, and would really kind of appeal to, I guess, a demographic, probably people of age sort of 30 to 60, in that sort of bluesy country sort of world, that were like, Tracks of My Tears. I haven't heard that song for
Smokey
years.
Robinson.
So that one kind of came out of left field. I heard it one day on the radio and I was like, man, what a great song. So took it to the band.
People say I'm the life of the party, 'cause I tell a joke or two. Although I might be laughing loud and hearted, deep inside I'm blue. So take a good look at my face. A smile looks out of place, and if you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. I need you, yeah. Since you left me, you see me with another girl, looking like I'm having fun. Although she may be cute, she's just a substitute, 'cause you're the permanent one. Hey. So take a good look at my face. The smile looks out of place, and if you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears.
Big River, I had been playing with, I jumped up on stage at a few different things with Bill Chambers, and and Bill was one of those things where it was like, oh, hey, unrehearsed, what song do you know? And I kind of went, let's do Big River. It's relatively easy for the band to sort of, lug their way through, I guess. So we kind of stripped it back down and turned it into this swampy sort of, bluesy kind of thing. And then again, I thought, iconic song, but not one of Johnny's most.
It's a deep cut, yeah.
Exactly, not one of his most famous sort of songs that's been, absolutely, played. And then Angel from Montgomery.
Yeah, this is the one that interests me. Like that's John Prine is if you're listening to that. Whew.
Yeah, so John is one of my absolute favorite songwriters in the whole world, and he I don't know, just this uncanny ability to tell a story in these crazy ways that are so sort of left field but make so much sense in the way that he does them. And I'd heard this song originally many years ago by someone doing a cover of it, and I went, "Oh wow!"
Bonnie Raitt did a cover of it, I think.
Bonnie did a cover. I heard it actually by Australian singer-songwriter Linc Phelp was playing it at a show, and I was like, "Oh wow!" And I fell in love with it instantly. So I went looking for it, and I found the Bonnie version and fell in love with that. And then found the John Prine version and absolutely fell in love with that, and fell in love with John Prine.
Yeah.
So that's how that perhaps, yeah. And so I've been lucky enough I saw John Prine live at the Tivoli in Brisbane, and saw him play it. And then I've also been lucky enough, I saw Bonnie Raitt at Blues Fest quite a few times, and in a tent with maybe 10,000 people of, you could have heard a pin drop.
Yeah.
When she played it. So it's
what do you think about when you, because I think, I mean, I don't know for certain, but I feel from what I can remember, he wrote that song, trying to write a song about an older woman who was like losing her youth. But the words could mean anything in that. It could mean anything to anybody in that song. So how does that? Why did you choose that song? Because it's a pretty deep song.
Yeah. So I think for me it's probably more. I think the last verse grabbed me more than anything, and it talks about the lyrics are, "Tell me, how can a person come home, go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, and have nothing to say." And I really felt for this sense of that person that was going, I guess, through this sort of like, just this repetitive kind of thing, was going to work, coming home, feeling like they have nothing to say. And then the person at home was longing for them
just to talk,
to talk to them and be part of something. And it was probably just this, realistically, it's probably this communication breakdown of this person going, "Well, I'm not happy doing this," and this person going, "Well, I'm not happy being stuck at home," but they're both longing to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Completely. And I think just looking around at life and, I think I see a lot of people, a lot of older people stay in, loveless relationships and stuff, I guess, for the sake of kids and all this sort of different stuff. I was thinking very deeply about it.
Yeah, I guess it's a common human condition, really. Though what he's singing about. That's why it's such a good song, because everybody can relate to that. Thing.
Totally. So, I don't know. I just fell in love with every part of the song.
His lyrics are they're so well thought out. We talk about this all the time, Rossi, don't we? Some people agonize. I think we talked to the boys from Sweet Talk last week, maybe like about cutting as many words out as you can and just getting down to the bare bones, to the point of
You can take if you can take a word out with that. That's the editing trick. You can take a word out without it changing the meaning. It doesn't belong there.
Yeah, and it just makes everything so much more direct.
It is an art form, absolutely. Yeah,
it's poetic.
But,
writing's hard.
Oh, it's art is hard. I've got that written on my guitar. Art is hard.
That's good.
All right, so I've got two more questions from the CMC, and I don't know how he knows this, but how did you get involved in the Rainbow Beach Family Fishing Classic in June?
He's so good.
Tell him in order for me to answer this, he would want to be there for a start.
So, Big Stu, I hope you're still listening, but you've heard that. That's the challenge. He'll tell you when he meets you at the Rainbow Beach Family Fishing Classic.
I've got a very good contact in Rainbow Beach who I can get to go down and spy and tell us if this occurs.
Whoa.
Very good.
I've got sources everywhere.
Rainbow Beach is a hop, skip, and a jump for us. It's about 40 minutes and absolute paradise. It's so beautiful down there. And we love Rainbow and have spent quite a bit of time down there. So they reached out and we're super excited to be doing the opening weekend of the Fishing Classic.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's going to be great.
Big Stu just came back and said he was at Rainbow Beach last weekend. So
there you go.
So there you go. So, and his final question is, how did the branding, so the outline of the hat and beard, come about? Because he says it looks awesome.
That was absolutely 100% my beautiful wife, Stacey. So she saw the I had super long hair. I didn't have a mullet at that stage. Just had long hair and the beard and everyone was saying was talking to her about different ideas for merch and stuff and that she went back and took it to our graphic designer friend of ours and he came up with that and it's pretty simple but looks bloody awesome.
It does.
Well, that's the first thing Braggy said. That's a beard. That's a beard.
Yeah.
But in the immortal, now I know you normally take the words from the set list, but in the immortal words of the band, the Beards, if your dad doesn't have a beard, you've got
Beards.
2 mums.
Hey, that's an Adelaide band.
I know.
It's an Adelaide band. I've actually rehearsed next to those guys in one of the rehearsal studios.
They were hilarious, weren't they?
They are fun.
If your dad does not have a beard, you've
got 2 mums.
Yeah.
2 beardless mums.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
All right. So you've gigged around a fair bit. So Groundwater Country Music, NQ's Rock and Country, Agnes Blues and Roots. We know someone else that's played there. Tamworth Country Music Festival. What would be your favourite festival that you've played, Linc?
I'm gonna have to stay pretty close to home plate here and say that it'd probably have to be the Gympie Music Muster.
Yeah.
I've never been to that.
Hasn't that just grown?
Yeah, it has. It's amazing to see it go from strength to strength. I know, as everyone did, they struggled through the COVID period and trying to work out what was happening and life after COVID and all that kind of stuff. And to see it last year and the amount of people that were there, just loving country music and just having a good time and stuff. It's pretty special.
Yeah,
Country's it's a worldwide phenomenon.
and it's just on a resurgence.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, guitar-based music is really taken off again, and I think COVID had a bit to do with that. There are a lot of people at home with musical instruments in their hand. Like I've seen a lot. There's a lot of guitar-based music around, and the stats bear that out as well. I think we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago that hip hop's tailing off, and there's more guitar-based music out there. And I, for one, support our new guitar playing overlords.
Well, you know what? The thing about guitar, and this is because we're going to be talking like old guys. The thing about playing the guitar in a band is you can play to like in the barbecue to 5 people, and it's still really cool. But you can't do that. You can't sing hip hop to. And I'm a hip hop fan as well because my daughter's a massive hip hop fan, but it needs to be hyped up. It's not you can't do that at the barbie with 5 people.
Yeah,
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's, and I guess because, there's not a lot of big rock bands anymore. I guess country's always been there. It's like metal. It's never goes away. It's always
never
there.
goes away.
And so
people,
it's
and people who love it, love it.
It's been more infused now with the blues because you so much more of a blues feel. And I saw in your notes that like you met Nathaniel Ratliff. My wife met Nathaniel Ratliff. She loves that guy. So that's that kind of. I love that kind of shit. It's not quite country. It's not quite. I don't even know what it is. It's just roots.
Yeah.
They've got
soul, country, blues. Like it's everything.
Totally, and they've got this massive. They've just got this massive like feeling, and there's just so much energy around it, and it comes from that. They incorporate the horns from from the big band and all that kind of vibe, it's just I don't know. It's just, how would I say it? I guess it's inclusive music. It just feels like
it's working class.
Totally, and they just want everyone to, James Brown said it. He's like, and I joke around all the time, like with the band, and I walk around going, get up. Get on up, and I like make a joke about it. But I'm like, at the end of the day, that is what it's there for. Is this joyous celebration, and it's like cool. And there's a place for ballads, and there's a place for rock and roll, and there's a place for all this all these different moments in a show. But that collective, that coming together of everyone and that embrace or whatever is what it's all about at the end of the day.
I think we can thank Taylor for the longevity of country moving forward as well, because it's going to be a whole bunch of little girls who are going to have a bit of country in them for the rest of their lives.
For sure.
Sure. Someone said to me the other day that while she was here, like I know that they were referencing, Beatlemania and things like that.
Yes.
But someone said to me that there was, I think it was in Melbourne, like part of the runways were shut down or something because there was so many inbound things, and I'm like, that is huge when you have changed.
Oh mate, it's unbelievable.
I don't get why people just don't go, wow, that's massive, that's cool. The Taylor hate, I just don't get it. I don't
get it either. It's like, and she's such a nice person. That's the thing.
Yeah.
As well, she's just everything. God.
Yeah.
You want your daughter to grow up like her, wouldn't you?
You do, don't
Exactly.
you?
Yeah. For what she's been through, she has every right. She could be a real asshole.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But she's not. She's just so, she's just so kind, and she's still doing it.
I think the reason, I think because she's been through it, Linc, that is what's made her like that,
Yeah.
Tick one off for the cathartic benefits of songwriting.
How do you, her fortuitousness to handle that is what blows me away. Because
and she just keeps getting
no
stronger.
idea. We've got no idea what that would be like.
Keeps getting stronger. Hey guys, we've been going for 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Okay.
Intermittently trying to get Big Stu back into the show tonight. So, but he has been listening. So somewhere along the line there's a technical glitch that we just need to work on. Rossi, is there a backstage story that you want to share tonight?
Look, I don't know. I was thinking, trying to keep with the country. I got a call, and I was called to go and work for this band. It ended up being at Avalon Beach RSL Club, which is in the deep depth northern beaches of Sydney. Anyway, I got wind it was going to be some country band, and they're called the Hurricanes. They were the Angels put out a single, and on the B side of the single, they had 3 young bands. The Baby Animals were one, I think. The Poor Boys were another.
The Poor Boys, I remember them. Were they Brisbane?
No, that Northern Territory, Darwin.
Okay.
And so I've got up there to do, I've got up there and sort of started doing my thing, like load the stage gear. And they seem like lovely blokes, Learn a really cool country trick that, you get your Fender Twin and you get your Telecaster, and if you rest the headstock on the Fender Twin, you get the feedback out of it, a little bit of country feedback, which was great. So anyway, things weren't all as they seemed. Apparently they were having a special guest, and so like we're sort of getting there, and then we're going to sound check, and lo and behold, I then realised who I was working for. Ended up being, would you believe, Cameron Daddo.
Oh,
on the Cameron Daddo 15 Minutes of Fame tour. He had this crack country band with his wife Alison Bray. They turned up. They're utterly delightful. They lived up there, and this place was like, like it was just like, and he came in, and he was good. He was really good. The band was smoking, but he was a really good man, and like had the right attitude. And
what happened to him? He had some brothers, didn't he?
Yeah, there was Lockie Daddo. There was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But I've still got the tour pass around here somewhere. It's the 15 Minutes of Fame tour. And
the 15 minutes of fame.
Had I known that when I took the phone call, I may not have gone. I'm here to tell you.
But ultimately, you're glad you did, because it turned out.
Yeah.
So that it's always good when it turns out for the best.
You never know what you're going to get sometimes.
Curly, before we go, because I know you're winding up. And I know you always end with your lyrics from our playlist. But I just want to, because I always like to find lyrics that I like from our guests. And I really like the song Soul, Linc.
Oh, thank you.
It's cool. It's kind of a bluesy song. There's really one line that I really like. That little black dress has got me begging for some sympathy. That's a great line. Would you not agree, boys? We can all think of our imagination what that line means, but I think it's
going to have different meaning for everyone. But
that's why it's a good line.
I was once told by a very powerful young lady at the time. She said, "Every woman needs to have or will have their own little black dress."
It actually it's almost like a Rolling Stones, like a Keith Richards or Mick Jagger line. That one, Linc. So well done.
I know what I'm thinking about, and I'm not going to tell you.
Linc, it's been amazing having you on the show. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I hope you've enjoyed chatting with us. It's a shame that Big Stu, the country music correspondent, couldn't come on. I know he was champing at the bit to have a bit of a chat with you. He's known of your music for a while, so it unfortunately technical gremlins kept him at bay, but yeah, we need to get you back sometime. So when is your next lot of music coming out, and what's the plans for the future?
Yeah, firstly, thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast, and just talking to a couple of good blokes about a bit of footy and a bit of music, and I'll come back anytime. Thanks, so I've got a new another single coming out in June, and then another one in October.
Okay.
So, it's going to be a busy year. Some more shows coming up. Plenty of applications being sent out, and we're just trying to get around as much as we can, and get on as many festivals and stuff as we can. So, but yeah, it's going to be a good year. So, we'll keep you posted about what's happening. People can watch the socials and all that kind of stuff, and see what's going on. And I'll have to catch up with Big Stu at the Rainbow Beach Fishing Classic.
Yeah, but I think there's a date happening, isn't there now? So
there is, yes.
And maybe photo or it didn't happen.
Yeah, and maybe by June we might have fixed up Big Stu's technical glitches. So we'll see how we go.
Someone buy him a Starlink.
Yeah, absolutely. Linc, as I said, amazing to have you on the show tonight, and it's always great to listen to artists that have a bit of emotion themselves, that commitment to their music, and we can certainly see and feel that with you. And once again, we'll talk footy with anyone. But then to be able to back that up with some music is always a great thing. So thank
And
you.
A trivia
So,
gun as well. A trivia
yeah,
gun as well.
mate.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
triple threat.
Yeah.
You'll have to
So-
have a end of the year, like, highest scorers come back and and face off against Rossi.
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good
yeah,
idea.
no pressure. No
That's a
pressure
good
at
idea.
all.
So what did you get? Linc 13, Rossi got
Yeah.
14, and
Yeah.
Big Stu got 12. So
That's not bad.
That's
yeah.
really.
and
there's
Curly gets 5. So all right.
Curly did pretty good.
Curly,
So
if we do the big thing where we come back at the end of the year, I'll tailor all the questions to you.
Oh please, and I'll still get 5.
It'll just be questions from 86 and 87.
What was that Brisbane band in '86 that played a song called "Shake
Yeah.
Shake Hey Yeah"? Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I know that.
That's
All right, so
Uh,
everyone, we will make sure that links are in our show notes. So go check him out. Some amazing songs. Check out Tracks of My Tears. It's on his 2022 EP, Shouting from the Rooftop. It's a classic version of a classic song. So follow those links. Make sure you follow the artist. We'll add his music into our playlist on Spotify. Simply go to search Unfiltered Undiscovered, and the playlist will come up. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it for someone that you know will appreciate it. We're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. We've got a website, unfilteredundiscovered.com. We, of course, have our playlist, and lyrics from the playlist comes to all those wonderful, powerful women that we all have in our lives. And it's a song from Jermaine, who are just going from strength to strength. They're the support act for Tom Jones's Australian tour. They've just released 2 new songs themselves, so that's awesome to see. The song is called Good for Girls, and the lyrics are, I don't want to be good for girls, I just want to be good. I don't want to be good for girls, let me show you good. And that's our show for tonight. So thanks, everyone. Thank you so much, Linc. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you. And
Thanks,
for
Linc.
everyone else, we will see you next week. Bye for now.
Right.
Thank you.
Take a walk to the 6-string shop. Got some money in my pocket and that I saved up from a show last night. Why you so surprised? Say, are you buying this for your boyfriend? Man, you gotta be joking, just let me play the damn thing. So we compromise, as long as I play quiet. But I like it loud, cause I'm loud and I'm proud, shouting it out to the crowd. Listen to our sound, and I promise you'll come around. Cause I don't wanna be good for a girl, I just wanna be good. Sick and tired of trying to prove myself in your neighborhood. Take one look and you say how sweet, but baby you're not listening. Cause I know I ain't just good for a girl, so let me show you good. Take a walk downtown tonight. There's a party going down and we're all invited. Yeah, we're feeling good, as we damn well should. Till my girl gets stopped by this guy saying I'ma be taking you home tonight. Come on, let her go. Come on, she said no. Gold in her hand, she go on my stand. Just wanted to dance with her friends, but you don't seem to care. Till we gotta ask again. Cause I don't wanna be good for a girl, I just wanna be good. Sick and tired of trying to prove myself in your neighborhood. Take one look and you say how sweet, but baby you're not listening. Cause I know I ain't just good for a girl, so let me show you good. Can shake the talk on the street tonight when all I'm trying to do is just live my life. But you make it hard in my own backyard. If we do the right thing, do our best, show each other kindness, love and respect. And when we disagree, do it graciously, 'cause it sounds sweet singing in harmony. Yeah, everybody, you and me, we're all in the same team. So what's it gonna be? We don't wanna be good for a girl, we just wanna be good. Sick and tired of trying to prove ourselves in this neighborhood. It takes just us to be on lovey. So baby, let's be listening, 'cause I don't wanna be good for a girl, I just wanna be good. Yeah, we don't wanna be good for girls, yeah, we can show you good. Yeah, I know I ain't just good for a girl, so let me show you good.